Good day, YouTube. This is the first day of May 2020, and we're going to get the second video on this John Deere SX75. It's a 1987 model, I believe, and it's going to rain a little today. It's going to rain a lot tomorrow. Today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, and rain on Sunday too. So we kicked the 140H1 out of the barn here and made a little room. Brought Autumn over. She's gonna hang out with Dad for the weekend. Hi, sweetie. Okay, she's busy. And we just as well get this carburetor off of here. In the first video, if you haven't seen it, we sort of assessed this thing. You just go back and watch the first one. You can watch it after this if you want to. You kind of get to see where we started. Paid $50 for this thing. I bought two, and they were $100 for the pair. They wouldn't split them up. And this was the one I was interested in, but what the heck would take the other one too, which was an STX38. And it should be okay as well. But anyway, this is a 9-horse Kawasaki. And we got spark at the last episode. And we made a fire on ether. I noticed a lot of black smoke coming out, however, so I'm pretty sure the needle and seat are just stuck, gummy or whatever. And we got to get in there anyway, so we just will pull it out, pull it apart, and get to working on it. So I put it up on the lift, make this a little easier, and the motorcycle lift is all taken up with a couple scooters. So let's get some tools out. We'll get this carburetor off of here. And we'll get in there and clean it up, clean it out, clean the jets, and get it put back on. We'll throw in a fuel filter at it, drain whatever is in there for gas or water or whatever it is. Kind of flush it out, put a little fuel, fresh fuel in there, flush it out just a little bit, and then put some good gas in there. So I didn't put the tie wrap on that gas line. Not that I wouldn't, but I didn't. I'm not sure why they didn't just slide the clamp over. Anyway, who knows what's going on. But, alright. I'll pull it off and I'll show you what it looks like inside. Carburetor's off. Pulled it, just put the, took the bowl off of it. Well, gas smell that it has is old and it's pretty yucky in there. So, that's cleanable. Something a little disturbing. Where the pin holds the float, this side, this tower, is broken. It's broken. Is it enough to hold that pin? I don't know. This could be a candidate for a replacement carburetor. But let's see what we can do with it. Need to pull the pin out. Hopefully they didn't glue it in there. Yeah. Danger. That's kind of feels like what they did do. So if I open that up, or if I do get that thing out of there, it's probably not going to stay. What's the chances I can make the needle and seat work? Let's see what happens if we shoot a little carb cleaner. Hang on a sec. Throw some gloves on. Got some gloves. Isn't it always better if you're the first one in? You have to deal with stuff like that. At least it flows through. That's me, autumn beer. Let me see if it is going to work. Evaporate some of that carb cleaner. Yeah, I think it's alright. So I'm not going to fight that. Alright? Not going to fight it. Let me grab my carb cleaning bucket. That's better. We can spray this stuff down and get it soaking a little bit. I do have a little carburetor tank, but I don't think I'm going to bother. We'll get the crud soaking on this thing. We'll pull the jets and we'll blow everything through. We'll take some compressed air. And get the big chunks off of it anyway. Okay. So this is idle. 1/2, 1, 1.5, about 1 3/4 turns what that was out. That's where we'll put it back. These idle jets ain't clean and it'll surge on you. That's no good. That one's clean. It's blowing through just fine. My glove just took a pretty good shot. It's gonna melt off in my finger. Okay, idle adjustment. This jet up here, I think it's a vent or something. Can't be fuel. There's nothing on it. Alright. Let's try and get something out of that main jet. Yep. I see it popping out this way. It's definitely working. Did I say safety glasses? It's definitely a good time to wear them. All right. Let's get this cleaned out. I've showed on other videos, but I get these green Scotch-Brite pads by the big pack at Home Depot, and I cut them into squares, and I put a bunch of them in my toolbox. I don't want to use a whole Scotch-Brite pad. Gosh, I'm too cheap for that. But these little 1-inch squares, handiest thing ever. Use them once, toss them out. Hang on to her. Or you could soak this overnight, but I don't want to do that. Let's clean it today. I did some little pliers to put them away. These ain't the ones I had, but they'll work. Let's fold this over and after it. That's pretty good. Let's get that screw out of there. That's so you can drain the bowl. Oftentimes they plug up. Let me get just a little bigger screwdriver. I keep running into you though. I gotta lean you over so I can get a bigger screwdriver. Wow. So let's get a bigger vice grip, or a little one. I want to be able to use that screw. Adjust accordingly. Oh, I've got a really bad feeling about that. Such a bad feeling I'm not going any further with it because I think that screw's going to break off. So, leave well enough alone. Alright. That's as good as we're going to get her. That's good enough. Okay. Let's put her back. We just got to put the idle mixture screw back in. And set it. Oh, that's not the hole. It's over here. Back to its 1 3/4 out. We'll put it back the way it was. It ran at some point in its life. It did. I wouldn't call what we did yesterday running, but it did fire. We know it's going to run. 1/2, 1, 1 1/2, 3/4. Okay. I don't know which direction to put that screw, but do I really care? No, I don't. Because we can't use it anyway. It's broke. It's almost broke. It's going to break. We're just going to tap that a little. There, it's tight. Well, I think we go put it back on. Put you on hold for a sec. There, we got it slid on there. Let's see. Where's that? Oh, here it is. This airbox piece. Take my light off. Got that vacuum hose, linkage all hooked up. The vent just runs off to the side. And then we just need the nuts. I still got that Nova 2 ignition. If you didn't watch the last video, I put a Nova 2 ignition module on it. Took the original one off as we were chasing why we didn't have spark. But that didn't fix anything. So you need to take that off and put the original back on. So, there really wasn't anything in the fuel tank to speak of. A few drops of something or other. So I'm going to dump some gas in there just to kind of swish things around a little bit. And then we'll hook it back up again. So, hang on. Alrighty. Just a splash. Kind of thinking I'd see that come out. There's dribbling out. Let that drain for a little bit. I'm going to cut that fuel line off just a little bit. You know, my brother-in-law got me this for Christmas years ago for cutting fuel line, heater hose. Oh my gosh, the handiest, dandiest tool I've ever seen. And all it says on it is patent pending and Taiwan, China, USA, Germany. I don't know what brand this is. Really good tool though. Just going to cut the end of it off. And I'll slide that clamp up in a bit. Let's put some fuel in it for real. See if anything leaks. This is non-ethanol premium. Nothing's hitting the floor yet anyway. Yep. Some in the filter. So, we need to rig up to see if this thing will run. Let me get my battery charger set back up again. Alright, battery charger, battery replacement charger in place. I don't have any way to shut it off if it runs. So I grabbed a blue towel, we'll smother the carburetor or something. And should be good. Put a little gas in it. Seems to be gas in the fuel filter. Alright, let's give it a shot. This is choke. choked it to kill it. I want to see how it will restart. Burning off a little something or other. Let me see if I can put some oil on that starter. This is obnoxiously noisy. Try that for a sec. One more time, oil on the starter. Better. All right. Okay, well that's fuel system. I have an ignition switch ordered, but it ain't gonna be here for like a week. So we could move on to like changing oil and stuff like that. Let's see what time it is. I don't think my girl Autumn wants to spend all night out here. And then we clean up the tins, put them back on, switch that module back over. Put the original Kawasaki module back in. Save the Nova 2 for another project down the road. Got to pull this rear thing off and put the body kind of back on. Lube some cables, stuff like that. So we got a nice little day worth of messing around tomorrow. I'm going to go get a battery for this thing. And we'll have that to put in tomorrow. So yeah, good progress. It runs, and it runs good. Seems a little smoky, but it would in here in the garage. And who knows what's burning off of it. But, I kind of remember that about the last one of these that I had. They run so good and it's quiet. So that's decent. All right, rambling, but I'm pretty stoked. All right, I'll resume this tomorrow. So it'll be just a second for you guys. Well, it's mid-morning on Saturday. Been out here working on the tractor here for a few hours, actually, quite a while. And made some progress. We got this body mount thing back in here. It's kind of dark. I drained the oil all night. Put fresh oil in it this morning. Went and got some bolts. Put the shroud back on. Put the air cleaner box on properly. Cleaned up the battery box area, real rusty and flaky and stuff. Scraped and vacuumed, then shot it full of Rust-Oleum red oxide primer. We went last night to Bimart, picked up a lawnmower battery for it. And we're about to put that in. Topped it off with gas. It just took care of some little stuff, some cleaning up. And we put the hood on it. Lined it up best we can. So it's all good to go. So, been making good progress on it. I haven't actually fired it up today. Think we'll get the battery in it. Next time I fire it up, it'll be under its own power and not the battery charger. So let's get to working on that. I wish I had the ignition switch today, but I don't. So I might study the wiring diagram and make sure that everything starts from that switch. Still got that ground issue to chase if I decide to chase it. This is probably going to be my mower anyway, and I'm not real into all those safety things. Not that I want to be unsafe, it's just I'm used to it. I might not sell it off to somebody without them working, but every time you get off of it, it dies. Every time you try to start it with something else engaged, it doesn't start. You know, just chasing that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to put the battery in, and I'll check back with you in a little bit. All right, we got the new battery installed, and I did crank it over. Remember, that's that white wire we cut to unground the ignition. So that's certainly on the list to figure out why it's grounded. Got to trace it all out. Yesterday, because I thought the starter sounded bad, I oiled it. Guess it's got a clutch in it. It didn't really like that oil too good. It'll get over it eventually, but it takes a little bit to get it to crank over. The right front tire has a tube in it. This one doesn't even have a valve stem. So I don't know if it's completely flat and the tube's inside or whatever, but I think next we'll pull that wheel and figure out how to at least get air into that tire somehow or another. Tires on this thing are disgusting. So if it turns out to be a good mower, we'll put a set of tires on it. Let me stick you up in the stand away from my bucket of oil. Oil in this thing was terrible. Probably going to change it again before it really leaves the shop. Just going to run it. Sorry, my gloves are sticking. So let's fire it up. You just see how quiet this thing is, especially with the hood on it. I guess this is the deluxe model. It's got little rubber mats on the floorboards, and it's got a hood where I think it's an RX75 didn't come with those, just more of an economy model, and therefore this one's just a tick quieter. Something like that. Show you what I mean about starter. I'll let it crank it over until the clutch decides to grab a little. I think it's this one. That's why I really like that last one of these I had. Just, I remember it runs so good, it runs so smooth and quiet. Anyway, I'll put those white wires together to kill it. Because they're still grounded. We'll go after this tire so we can get it on the ground and try the transmission and stuff like that. And then once all that's sorted, then we'll go for the wiring, try to get that ground cleared. All right, guys, check you in a little while. Well, a little progress, I guess, has been made. I dismounted this left front tire, and I went to the farm store, tried to get actually tires and tubes. They did not have, it's a 5-inch wheel, they didn't have a single anything, except for a go-kart tire that would fit it completely slick. So I came back and I put the tube that was in it back in it, pumped it up, fiddled around with it, seated the beads, seemed to be okay. Evidently it was leaking a little bit into the tire, and then the tire blew about 40 minutes later. It went pop, so it's over. So, as long as this thing test drives okay, I guess I'll order tires today. So, what else have I done? Kind of went through underneath. I scraped the underside of the deck. The blade spins okay. Got a bunch of garbage off of it. I scraped all the paint. Not all the paint. The paint was peeling, rust underneath it. Took a wire brush to it. Threw some Rust-Oleum primer on it, etc. And I'll shoot some green paint on it here just a little bit, and we're going to call that good for now. And then that's it. We'll pull it off the lift. We'll fire it up, make sure it does everything it's supposed to do. Run it around on a flat tire. And I guess we'll wait for ignition switch to kind of finish it up. Some tires and garbage like that. So it's come along okay. All the levers move and operate. I don't expect I'll have any problems. So I'll get down off the lift here as soon as I throw some paint on it. And I'll bring you back and we'll wrap up today's video. Okay, guys. Okay, the paint's all touched up. It's time to start it and run it through everything and make sure it does what it's supposed to. Should probably put it in neutral. Okay, and this is deck. Disengaged, I think. Okay, starting it with my hot wire. I killed it. Like I killed the starter. I didn't even look when I had this thing up on a lift earlier, but the top pulley is what runs the drive, and then the lower pulley runs the deck. Lower pulley's got a nice new belt on. Top pulley got no belt. It's actually sitting between the pulleys, and it is in horrible shape. Can you see it? Anyway, it's in bad condition. It's probably original. Yeah, I guess you can see it. Look at that. Yeah. So I'll go online and order a couple belts for the drive. The deck belt, I'm not changing that. Looks good. And probably some at least front tires for this week. Something to have ready for next weekend or something. I think we'll go ahead and end this video. Can't call it a fail because it didn't drive, but it can't drive. I could probably make that belt work, but it'd probably last about 5 minutes. I actually put some touch-up paint there and made those boo-boos go away, sorta. And painted over where the rust was. It'll preserve it a little bit. I should have done the whole front, but I didn't want to lose the John Deere sticker. So for now, I know you can get those. And one day maybe. But she's going to have to prove herself first. So we're not going to go to all that. What if I don't like it? And stuff. Anyway, I think we'll end the video here. Autumn Marie, you got anything you want to say? Awesome Bear. My dog's getting kind of... Dad, we've been here all day, Dad. She's my girl. Hi, sweetie. Did you have fun today? Can you tell everybody thanks for watching Dad's videos here? And if you could give him a thumbs up, that'd be great. Because I don't have any thumbs. Okay. Autumn and I say thanks a lot, you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.